I've been hearing a lot about Anything lately, which is an AI app building tool that raised money at a $100 million valuation. They just posted a pretty interesting tweet where they are claiming that, quote, that Anything Max is leaps above Lovable and Bolt. So that is a really strong claim that Anything is making. And they're saying that they asked 100 vibe coders to build their app side by side, and they rated Anything Max the winner across accuracy, design, and overall compared to Lovable and Bolt. So in this video, we are going to do our own test. We are going to build with Anything, and we're going to build side by side with Lovable. And we're going to see if the claims that Anything is making is actually accurate. So to do this, we're going to go to createanything.com/Mac, and we are going to get started. Now, this costs $199 a month, so it is quite expensive, but I'm going to spend the money so that you don't have to. So let's go ahead and click Get Started. All right, I just spent $200. I'm a little bit nervous that I just spent that much money. I really hope that it's worth it. And we're going to go side by side. As I mentioned, we're going to put Anything on the left. We're going to put Lovable on the right. I don't know if it's a fully fair comparison because Anything did just cost me $199, whereas I'm going to be on the $20 a month Lovable plan. But Lovable doesn't really have a more powerful plan. Like, they have the ability to use more credits. So I think it is probably like a fairly accurate representation of, okay, like which tool is more powerful. This is more about power than I would say about cost. So before we jump into building and comparing, I just want to share a little bit more about what Anything is saying about what Max is able to do. So a couple of things. So one, Max is able to test backend holes, branch database states, and debug issues. So it's going to all be in one infrastructure and supposedly have really strong full stack control. You can load your app into its own browser, click on all buttons like a human tester to find all edge case bugs and trace the bug across the stack. Could be front end, back end, or database issue, and then autonomously fix it with 97% accuracy. I mean, that sounds amazing. I'm excited to see how that actually works. And then Lovable and Bolt build prototypes, but Max users are building production-ready apps and already charging money for them. So Anything is sharing that 3 people have built apps that are actually making real revenue. So here we are in the chat. So I'm going to select Max so that we're in, according to them, the coding agent going viral. And let's see, we have default or Gemini 3 Pro. I guess I'll use default just because I'm just going to assume that Max knows what it's doing and is going to build something that works out of the box. So you also have the ability to add integrations. So you can add AI capabilities through integrations. That's actually really nice. This reminds me of a little bit of Base 44 actually, where they have integrations built in directly. So let's see what happens. If I click that, I guess it'll just add that as an integration and charge credits for me. Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, Google Translate, Google Search. So you can add in all these integrations, I'm assuming into the app itself. So that's interesting. So if we want to build like an AI app, we can add a ChatGPT. And Lovable actually has some of that capability as well. So it'd be interesting to compare them side by side. So let's compare these side by side, and I've specifically added something to this prompt, which I think is going to be a real test of both of these tools. So I want to build an app that is similar to Notion for note-taking plus AI ability, basically clone Notion. I want it to have super clean and amazing design. I want it to have user authentication and backend database support, and I want team functionality. This team functionality is, I think, what's going to trip up one of these tools, maybe both of them, especially to put that in the first prompt. This is a lot for one prompt, but Anything is making a really strong claim. So I want to see how it does. So I'm going to send that off, and I'm going to send off Lovable as well. So while these are going, I just want to look a little bit more around Anything because I'm more familiar with Lovable, but less familiar with Anything. So it looks like there's version history. So I'm going to be able to see, kind of go back, I guess. Under project settings, I can see that there's custom instructions. I'm going to keep going in a second, but Lovable did ask if I want to enable cloud, which is basically going to have that full stack app just built into Lovable as opposed to integrating with Supabase myself. I'm going to click allow for this demo. We'll use Lovable Cloud and see how well it does. So this also reminds me, Anything, maybe it's a little bit like Mocha where it's an all-in-one platform. We'll see how it does. So we have the ability to add API keys. In terms of auth providers, So I wonder what it's going to do because it looks like there's the ability to have an email password, Google Auth, X Auth, or Facebook Auth. So I guess maybe it'll prompt me to turn those on. We'll see. It looks like you can also create mobile apps as well. So you can create apps for the home screen, app store, launch screen. That's interesting. I don't know if we're going to get to mobile apps in this video, but it'd be interesting to test that out in the future. So let me go back to the chat and let's see what's happening. It's basically planning things out. It planned things out for about a minute, and now it is writing the code. One thing about anything is it looks like I cannot export the code. I don't know if I'm actually able to pull this into GitHub and kind of run it on my own. I wonder if I'm locked into the platform. I'm going to see anything.ai. Can I export code? Let's see. So I was just looking at their docs and it looks like, yes, you can export the code. You just have to, it looks like it's going to show me that once we get our first version. So it looks like you can export the code, just but always helpful to know that up front of whether you're locked in or whether you can get the code out. So here we can see it's building the database. So it looks like it's going to have all of that integrated. And I expect the Anything app builder to take longer just because if it is max mode, if it is this more powerful AI app builder, I'm assuming it's going to take longer, but we'll see. Maybe not. Well, right now, both Lovable and Anything are still both working. So both of them are still working. I can see that on the right side, it has the AI functionality approved because I've used this before and have it to auto approve. So Lovable is going to add that AI functionality into it. And this is similar to how Base 44 works as well. And we'll see maybe Anything where it's going to essentially use credits for you to add that AI functionality into your app. If you've used AI Studio before, this is how AI Studio works. You can add AI functionality, but you don't have to even pay, which is pretty cool. Okay, so it looks like Lovable is finished with the first version. It created a landing page, user authentication, dashboard, workspace, page editor, AI writing assistant, favorites, and autosave. It has the backend with Lovable Cloud, user profiles, workspace with team member support, pages, row level security, AI assistant. And it's saying next we could add more refinements and adjustments with style, a rich text editor, team features, and more AI. So we can test out Lovable while Anything is still building. Now, again, I thought, actually, it looks like Anything might be just about finished as well. So it says it's set up a clean Notion style starter with accounts, teams, pages, and basic AI helper. Okay, accounts, sign up, teams, you can invite teammates, pages, AI helper, and it's telling us kind of a little bit more about the data model and the pages that it created. And then it's saying next we can connect. So connect to OpenAI or Anthropic. We can add. So it looks like for this, we're going to add our own API key, which is a little different from the way Lovable set it up with their own credits. We can add a better editor, workspace, share links, comments, and multi-user preference and cursors. Okay, so let's test this out. Well, actually, why don't we do this? I'll say, yes, can we hook up OpenAI? And while it's doing that, I'll start testing Lovable. So that way we can have this building while I'm testing Lovable, since Lovable has that functionality already. So I'm going to click start for free. It has this nice little onboarding with relevant copy. So it has email, password, login by default. We're going to create an account. So here we are in our little workspace. I will say, I think it looks really nice. I think that Lovable is now using Gemini 3, so the quality is just a lot better. So we have new page, AI assist, but I can't click on it. I don't know why, and import from other apps, but I can't click on it. So let's create a new page. Error, failed to create page. Can I create one here? No. Okay, so right off the bat, we're getting an error. It looks really good though, I will say. So I'm going to say getting an error off the bat, can't create a page. All right, it sees the issue. We're just going to click allow. So I'm curious which of these is going to actually be better. I almost kind of hope it's Lovable because I spent a lot less money on it than Anything. Like I spent $200 on the max plan, so I hope it was worth it. All right, it says now the AI should work. And I'm assuming I have to add, do I have to add my API key? Let's see. It wired it via the ChatGPT integration. So maybe not. Maybe it just did it with the integration and it's going to work. So it'll be more like Lovable. I guess we'll see. So let's try it out. Let's click get started. I think right off the bat, the landing page and onboarding is better on Lovable. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, this is email password. I did see in the settings, you could turn on other types of authentication. So maybe that's easy. Okay, I'm signed in. I guess I have to click open app maybe. So now I'm in the app and let's see, I can create a workspace. Let's see if that works. And it's not working. Let's go down. Let's see. I'm getting errors in the logs. So I'm going to say I was able to log in, but when I click create workspace, nothing happened. And let me also switch to max mode because I want max if that's what I'm paying for. But I will say right now, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't work off the bat and that, like, I mean, Lovable didn't work either, but let's see, I was able to fix it. So let's try now, create new page. Now it worked. Now I'm able to create a new page. Let's see if I can actually play around with it. So the design looks nice. It has this also Ask AI button. If I click that, wow, this is impressive. Honestly, I like what Lovable created. I don't have any content, so I can't use these one-click buttons, but I can ask AI anything. So I could say, like, write a paragraph about the future of AI. So let me send that. I wrote a quick paragraph. Must be using like a pretty quick, cheap model. While it's doing that, or while I'm testing, I just want to note here on the left side, it looks like Anything is testing and running it in its own browser. And it actually looks like it's working in its own browser. So I don't know what's happening here. Like if I click that, nothing's happening, but that's what we mentioned earlier, where the agent will kind of like use your app in the browser. So can I insert? I can insert it. There we go. Honestly, I think this is really nice. So now if I click Ask AI, I can basically just press these buttons. I can click continue writing. It's just going to add and I can insert, and there we go. In terms of design, it needs to take up the whole page. So that would be better. And be test. Let me also make it bigger so we can see the pages should probably show up on the left side, which they're not. Like if I create another page, I don't know if it works out either. So it's cool, but we need a little bit more improvement. So let me just write some prompts here. Overall, I like it, but there's a couple things. So a few issues. Your pages need to show up in the left sidebar. And we'll also check on the team functionality later too. I'm not sure if it actually worked. And then we also need, when I click the new page while I'm on a page, it should direct the user to a new page. All right. So now Anything is still running the agent. Can I open this and see? So it looks like I can see here, it tells us what it's doing. It's basically taking screenshots, pressing buttons, and observing. It's weird because I see that it is working here and it's testing it, but when I'm trying to do it, it's not working. Oh, you know what I think the issue is? I need to add a workspace name to create the workspace. So it's a UI issue. Test workspace. I see. Well, actually, that's interesting. It tightened up the flow. Now the workspace button will be disabled until I type a name, which was the issue. I was just trying to click on it. So there we go. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I'm going to make the workspace. No code MBA. Create a workspace. Great. Now I have it. We have the ability to invite people to the workspace, which is cool. So that team functionality might be working. Gonna clear the logs and just bring them down. We'll do a new page in Anything. And if I click on it, there is an AI assistant on the right. I can add text. So I'll say, hello. Looks like maybe I can do slash, or I don't know if I can. If I do add text, type that for command, but it isn't actually working for to-dos. So basically, this design needs to be significantly improved, but this is kind of like Notion where it has these like individual sections. So that part is cool. And we can test the AI as well. So why don't I say, write a paragraph about the future of AI. Let's see if we have AI functionality actually working as well. I'm going to click that, and it did actually create it. It drafted it, but the design is not great because it's not long enough for me to read it. Let's save. I don't know if autosave is working. And if I go back, the page is there at least. The workspace is there. And I guess I could invite people to the workspace. I don't 100% know if that's working or what would happen. I could try it. I could say invite at nocode.mba, see what happens. User not found, ask them to sign up first. So, okay, I see what it's doing. We would need to improve that flow. But yeah, overall, I don't know. This design is definitely better. Right now, overall, I will say I don't know that Anything is fully blowing me away. So let's see if this fixed it. So now the page is showing up. The design looks good. It looks like Notion, much better design than Anything did. While I'm testing this, why don't I give Anything just a chance? Let's go back. I'm on max mode. I'm going to say design needs significant improvement to look like Notion. Also, the editor page needs to support rich text like Notion. So let's give it a chance. Let's have it, build that out. One thing I liked about it was that agent that was kind of did the testing for us, and it did update the UI to make it better to fix that issue. So that was cool. All right, let's go to pages. So if I go into my pages, one of the issues here was when I clicked new page, it wasn't working. Now it is. We have a new untitled page. I can change the emoji, which is really nice. So one thing I want to do is I'd love for us to have rich text here in the editor. So I'm going to say in the editor page, we need rich text and /commands to make it more like Notion. But this is really good. I actually did a Lovable test. I think it was like 6 months ago. I did a Notion test to try to build Notion. And this is significantly better already. It just shows the power of Lovable's creating improvements in the back end. But also, I think that the models are just getting so much better. And if it's using Gemini 3, the design is going to be so much better. And as the models get better, these tools are only going to get better as well. All right, I'm getting a little nervous about my $199 that I spent. It's definitely a little disappointing. It's not that it's bad. I was just hoping for more, especially with the price point. But let's see how it does with this prompt to really improve the design. Something cool here, I see it added TipTap, which is basically I see it installed this package. That's something that base 44 just added, which is the NPM, the ability to add NPM and NPM packages. So I guess Lovable has that already and kind of decides when to add them. And it would have been nice if it just did that initially, because it did know that I was building a Notion clone, but sometimes it's also better to go step by step and do it a little bit more slowly. So anything is still working. Now, again, it's not inherently a bad thing to take longer. This is something that I'm just excited for a year or two from now when these models are just so much faster. Even if they don't get better in terms of quality, the quality is already pretty good, but if they just get faster, the iterations that we're able to make are going to be so much more quick, and it's going to change what it's like to build with these app builders. All right, there was an error. I'm just going to try to fix it. I think it's actually trying to fix it itself already. Here I can see on the left side, anything is basically running that agent again to try to test it and see what's happening. Over here in Lovable, it says it's fixed it and it's ready. So let's test this out. So if I go into a page, so now I can type this for commands. This looks really good. Can I just start typing H3 or header 3, I guess? Yes. And then now it's header 3. Oh, whoops. Let me go back to header 3. Hello. Then I go down and now it's text again. I can do a numbered list. Okay, this is amazing. Yeah, this is really good. And it looks like it's saving automatically. If we go into the database and we go down to integrate, actually we go to the cloud, which is where the database is. You can see under pages, it's basically saving everything here. You can export it as well, but if we see here under the content, it's basically saving it in this JSON format, which is probably the way that package needed it to be. So let's see if I highlight, yes, if I highlight, I can make it bold, although it doesn't seem to be working actually. So that, maybe we could figure that out. Now I want to see if we go back to the Ask AI, let's say write a paragraph on the history of the NBA, and let's insert that. So that part's not working now. Okay, let's have Lovable fix that. So now when I use Ask AI to write something, when I click insert, it doesn't show up. So probably just a change, basically we changed this editor to be rich text, and then the AI functionality wasn't built to update that. I do just want to check, if I go to settings, I don't know if that's actually working yet. Under my workspace, invite members, I'll check that after we do this update. And in the meantime, it looks like anything is still working. And this, again, it's taking longer, especially because it's using that agent to have its own browser and look at the app and go through it and debug it. It's going to take longer to do that. That's just a process that kind of takes a long time right now. But it looks like it actually just finished. It says, absolutely, I gave the app a big glow up and added a real Notion style editor. What's new? Cleaner app layout, closer to Notion, left sidebar with brand search and workspaces, pages list styled with icons and better spacing. Now it's a rich text editor. The ask AI still works and inserts as a new block. Data model stays the same. All right, let's try it out. And actually, oh, looks like it might have fixed it as well here with the notions. Before I go to anything, I want to try one more. Why don't we do ask AI, and I'm going to say continue writing. So it should hopefully, and it looks like we know that worked because it has that. We'll click insert, and there we go. So now it is working correctly. That's actually super cool. I'd love to have the highlight part work, or like highlight and have it work with ask AI. So that could be a cool next step. Let's go back to anything and let's test it out. So here we are. The design is definitely better. I will say that. It definitely improved it. Still, I think the Lovable design is better. It looks more like Notion than anything, but it's better. So if we go into our page, it also like doesn't load as quickly. I don't know why, or like what tech stack it's exactly using. It's actually still stuck on loading here for some reason. Okay, here we are. I don't know why that took so long, or if that's I can go back. Let me see if that was just like a one-time thing. No, it's taking a long time to load. Don't exactly know why. So let's see. We'll say, write a paragraph about the NBA. So we'll ask AI to do that. There's also no loading indicator. It's just not quite as clean, but it did insert it. Okay, much better though. It inserted it correctly. There's a little delete there. So that alone is definitely better. If I do a slash command and it looks like it's doing it backwards. Actually something that I've seen before. I don't know why that's happening, but I click header 2, at least now, I don't know why that's happening and it's going backwards now. So that would be something to fix. Can I do bolded lists? Yes, but for some reason it's typing backwards. Like the text is coming in backwards, like that's hello. But it's definitely improved, I will say. Definitely improved. Also, can I highlight this and make it, I can change it. Yeah, I can click on this and I can add rich text to all of the elements. So it's definitely not bad. It's definitely not bad, but the polish here on Lovable is better if I had to compare it. And just in the amount of time that we've done both of them, Lovable is actually quicker as well. Having said that, it's not like this is bad. This is also just one example. And I'm going to keep playing around with anything and try to get my $199 worth out of it. But I would say just based off of the first test, it's not quite as good. All right, under my workspace, under invite members, this part actually doesn't seem to be working yet. So I'm going to say when I click invite members or workspace settings, nothing happens. This needs to work. So let's see if that works. I will say anything did seem to add that in better in the first place. Like it added invite to workspace there. I think something that I do think is true is that anything seemed to maybe listen to the instructions a little bit better. Like the design isn't as good and the user interface isn't as good, but like the features I think are a little better, even though this didn't fully work. So I'm going to say for invite to workspace, can we invite someone who doesn't already have an account? So I'm curious how it would do that. And like, is it going to set up email? Is it able to set up email? That would be interesting to see. So here it looks like it is adding dialogues for that functionality. So I don't know if it already had the functionality or if it needs to build it in. I guess we'll see. Also, it doesn't look like search might not have search functionality yet. So here it's saying to do this, there's a couple options. One is an invite link, no email service needed. 2 is an email service, but we would need to integrate with SendGrid or Resend. So it's being smart about it, actually. I really like that. I'm going to say, let's do option A, since that way we don't need an email link right now. So I think that would be better if to just have it be an invite link instead of an email invite. And I wonder how Lovable did it. So now hopefully it works. I can go to settings. Okay, cool. Again, the design is really nice. I can change the workspace name to no code MBA, I think. Let's click save changes. And if I click invite members, there's 2 options. So here I don't know if it actually built it out or not. It has a shareable invite link. So I can copy that, or I can invite by email. So I wonder if I do that, what will happen? So I'm going to check my email. I sent it to myself. I don't think like email, I don't know if email is built in here. I can also publish it, and I'm going to publish it and see if that link actually works, because I think we're going to have to be published first. Now I'm not getting an email and nothing in my spam folder as well. And that makes sense because I don't think we have that built. So it's okay. So let me go. Now we'll go live. I'll log in. Now let's go to our workspace settings, or sorry, invite members. I'm going to copy this. So what does this look like if I open this in incognito? 404. Okay. So it's not working. And like I said initially, like this is a more complicated thing to get right. It often is not. Like getting team functionality working is complicated. So I'm going to say I tested it, did not get an email, and the link leads to a 404 page. So while we're doing that, anything is just going to finish its work here. All right, so we're just going to test these new features out. On Lovable side, it says it fixed it and the invite link should now work. It says for actual email invites, you need to set up resend, which requires an API key and domain name verification, which we could implement. But okay, so this is kind of where I feel like anything is a little smarter in the back end. Like the front end, Lovable's still doing a good job, but it would have been nice for Lovable to like tell me that ahead of time instead of saying, hey, it's done and it works. I had to ask another question. It got to the same place of saying, okay, we would need to set up resend, which is what anything did, but it would be nice to have it kind of take that next step initially. But let's put it to the test. So let's see if it actually did work. Let's log in. Here we go. Now we'll go to invite members. We'll click that. We'll do that link again. Go to incognito window. All right. It does say join workspace. You've been invited. Please sign in or create an account to join. So I'm going to say sign in to join. I'll create a new account. So I'll click sign in. Maybe if I click sign up, it should really be a little bit better UI there, but let's see. So let's click create an account. So it says welcome, but I'm not part of the workspace. So that didn't fully work. It seems like it was close. Now I wonder if I do it again, like I go to that page. Now that I'm logged in, if I click accept invite, now it seems to work. Now I'm in under this new email. Can I have multiple workspaces? Yes, it does look like I have my workspace and we have the no code MBA workspace. So that's cool. That was all built. Actually very impressed. We just need to improve the UI a little bit on the invitation especially for new users, but it did work and it's actually looking pretty good. Let's go down here. Let's check out anything. Looks like it says it finished it. Basically, invite links with 14-day expiry. So it has invite links with a 14-day expiration. So let's try it out. Let's invite to workspace and create invite link. So we'll do ceph plus testing at nocode.mba. So let's see how it works. So this is also kind of nice that it seems like it might create it that is unique to the teammate. So here, but we probably need to publish it as well to get a URL. So right now, because we're just in the preview. So let's do that. Let's publish. It's going to tell us what changes were made, the database changes. So let's publish it. Let's publish those changes and get a live URL and let's test it live and see if the invite works. So right now I will say we're in a similar place with functionality if this works, but I think that the UI UX and the design is still better with Lovable. But I do think that anything is still impressive, but I wish it were $20 and not $199. Let's go ahead and I think it's working. So I'm going to copy that and now I'll put that into my incognito window. So here we go. Let's sign in and I'm going to log in. So I wonder if I have to sign up because it'll be like a live database. So let me try that. So I'm going to sign up. So there's basically just a different version of the database for the live and test version. But I was trying to sign in and it didn't work. It should say like no account found with that email maybe, or there could be something that we could have done there. All right, so let's create a workspace. So we'll do no code MBA, create the workspace, and then invite to workspace, ceph plus testing at nocode.mba. We're going to create the invite link, error, internal server error. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm sure we can debug it, and I think we can assume that we can get it to work with anything. It would just be another round of debugging, essentially. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Which one would you choose? Is there anything about anything that really stood out to you? Anything about Lovable that really stood out to you? And are there any other comparisons you'd like me to do in the future? Subscribe to our YouTube channel for even more free content like this. I'm always trying to test out new AI tools, share with you what I'm learning so that you can stay up to date on AI, and let me know if you have any feedback. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.